Okay. Selective perception seems to be my theme of the day. I don't know why it's bothering me so much or pushing for me to speak on it. And my daughter, so many people are on Saturn and Saturn's rings and what they mean. Saturn teaches you in the most intense way, if you're into that. It teaches you about cycles and you got to break out, like it gets in your fucking face and tells you, hey, you're in a fucking cycle, you need to break out of a cycle, you need to see why you're in that cycle. And a lot of people don't understand, and they're like, okay, I'm trying to change my mind, I don't want to ever be like my dad, and my dad thought this way and my mom thought this way, blah blah blah. I'll give you an example, a very personal example. I didn't have a horrible childhood, at least I don't think I did, but it was a time where something was said to me. I was in a situation. I didn't even do wrong in the situation. To this day, it pisses me off because I actually wasn't wrong. But then my dad said something to me. He was like, "You're gonna end up." He catastrophized a lot. Like everything was just fucking extreme, and I understand why I'm extreme, and you understand where you get certain things from and certain ways of thinking. And he was very high blood pressure, had 2 heart attacks before he was 33. And he would always like, "Oh, worst case scenario, you need to do this, you need to do that, stay under the fucking radar, this, that, and the other." And he got mad at me. He saw me one day without going through the whole thing because I don't want to make long videos. He was like, "You're gonna end up, with 4 kids and pregnant and drunk out on drugs and this, that, and the other, and you need to change your path and change this, that, and the other. And I can't believe you." And I'm so disappointed. And it hurt my heart because one, I didn't do what he said I did. And two, why would you say some fuck shit like that? Like, I have no intention of even having kids. At that time, I was 15. I had no intention of having kids. But to say that to me, I was like, I will never be that. I can't be that. I'm going to show it. I'm going to prove it, this, that, and the other. But it was like that subconscious thinking was there. And, those little type of things you got to heal from. But that's just an example of catastrophic thinking. Well, throughout my life, I had kids. I ended up being a single mom, which wasn't intentional, but I had catastrophic thinking. I was constantly like, oh my God, worst case scenario, the worst can happen to me. If it can go bad, it will. And it was just the way that I look at situations. And the problem with that is because I looked at life the way he did, and because I was trying to, Gen X, if you're raised by Gen X, you understand. Because I was trying to stay under the radar and do everything everybody told me to do and not be judged and not be worried about being judged and live this, the life of Jesus, which is straight, pure fucking fear of being who you are. I didn't do anything I wanted to do. He told me, you can't do that. I don't care how good you are at, you can't do it. It's not for you. Stay on the radar. It's not about you. This, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. You need to get a job and work 40 years. You need to do this, you need to do that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like I constantly went against that because that's not what was in my heart. But I became what he told me and what they said for me to become. And then I started thinking that way. And because I was thinking that way, I also attracted that energy and I kept myself in a cycle. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because of that type of thinking, because of that catastrophic type of thinking and that constant high blood pressure and constant worry about shit that ain't even happened or shit that might happen that ain't gonna happen to me because my life wasn't meant to be that, I started thinking that way. And I started worrying about my children and worrying about everything and thinking, oh my God, nobody has my back. I don't have any friends, and people will betray you no matter what, and that's just a cycle. And you just got to look out for yourself, and you got to do this, you got to do that, and you got to live to this standard. You got to get yourself into this type of debt to show that you're living this way. You got to it doesn't make sense to even bother investing. Invest for what? I'm gonna be dead. What the hell do I need to leave them something for? And invest for what? That's not for me. That's for rich people. That's for other people. And it's like I am other fucking people. My mind never thought that way. I always went against everything that I was taught by Gen X, and I always fought it and rebelled against it. And then in some ways, I became that. Murphy's Law, woe is me, and people would betray me, and pessimistic people, and constantly complaining, and this, that, and the other. And I attracted those exact situations, those exact type of people, so-called friends, end up being frenemies and dogging me out behind my back and trying to destroy me and treating me crazy and betraying me and blah blah blah. And it's like that was expected because that's what I was told would happen and that's what I saw happen, but that's not what I had to have. Changing my mind, when I changed my mind, the universe literally wiped the motherfuckers out of my life. I don't talk to any of them anymore. It's been years and I don't miss it. So it's like my perception and my selective perception and the way that once I saw it and I perceived it, I was listening, and it's like I saw these things and I perceived and I said that doesn't make sense from childhood, but then I saw how they were reacting and I just became my environment because I'm like, okay, I guess this is how I fit in. I never fucking fit in. But I was never okay with that because I was told not to be okay with that. But guess what? I'm fucking okay with that. I don't care about people calling me weird. I don't care about people trying to, figure out a way to make me look bad and feel bad and hit my reputation. And, I don't care. But going through those cycles, I realized why I attracted the people I attracted, why I went through the type of relationship I went through, and why I even dealt with half the shit I dealt with. And I didn't have to. I don't have to. I'm not fucking going to. But my selective perception had decided to go to the other side of selection as opposed to the side of selection that Gen X ingrained in me, that docile in me, that fear, that people ain't shit, and they're gonna do wrong, and worse is gonna happen to you, and you're gonna be like this because that's just the life that you had, and you're just not the one in a million, and you can't be you. Guess what the fuck it can be? It can be me. Guess what the fuck I am? I'm that one in that million. Guess what the fuck my teaching, my thinking was? It was always right, and I allowed someone else to tell me it was wrong. And I did not come into this world with that thinking because it's not the world that I was supposed to create. For me, for my children, for my life, none of that. What I'm supposed to bring, I'm supposed to bring to this world, and I'm going to offer to that world. But I had to change my mind. Changing your mind is everything, and it's not just as simple as say, okay, I changed my mind. I want to be rich today. No, you got to change a lot of shit. You got to change your perception on everything because your approach is what's kicking your ass. Not the fact that you decided, okay, I'm ready to change my mind, I'm ready to do this. Your approach to now how you handle it, to how you see it, to how you choose to perceive it, and to guide yourself through it. That's what has to change. That's what gets you to the success and balances you and grounds you and gets you to your heart's desires that you were born for, as opposed to living somebody else's desires and what they told you to live and living in this total fear. Living in fear is what takes away from your faith. If you got the real faith in yourself, then you will truly invest in yourself, but you have to learn how to invest in yourself. But until you learn to accept yourself, your thoughts, and who you are, and say, fuck what everybody else think, fuck that energy, fuck that old way of thinking, fuck that Gen X way of thinking, fuck that surrounding way of thinking, fuck this, whatever, until you get out of that, you're not going to ever achieve what you want to achieve, and you're not going to achieve what your success is. Everybody's success is not to be a billionaire. Some people have different levels of success, and I respect that. But go where your energy leads you, not stifling yourself where someone said it should be. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got. Select your perception, choose your right selection. That's all I got for you. All right, I'm done with videos. I dropped 2 today, and this one over 7 minutes. I don't even have my glasses on. I can't even see my damn timer. So y'all have a good one.